it's you're gonna actually do the magic, okay?
Alright, sweet.
So you pick any card you like. Does that work?
Do I look at it?
Yeah, look at it, memorize it, make sure. Happy with the choice?
Yeah.
Perfect. You're gonna lose it in the middle. Alright, mix it up. Now you're gonna actually do the magic here. What I want you to do is I'm gonna place the cards down. What I want you to do is to take your nail, put it underneath here, and just flick up wherever it feels right. So they'll flip over. Perfect. See what happened?
Yeah.
All the cards flipped over. What was your card?
That one?
The 3 of spades? The one you flipped it?
Dude, what? That's so sick. Yeah, that was the first one that stood out too.
What's up guys, Sharon here with Rise Magic, and today I'm going to teach you the magic trick you saw in that introduction. Now, first things first, I want to remind you that we have a massive giveaway going on in our last video, so if you haven't checked that out, why don't you do that right now? But besides that, I'm going to dive right into the basic mechanics behind this trick. Then I want to leave no stone unturned and go over all the different ways you can present this trick and give you any presentation tips that I can. Alright, so the only thing necessary for performing this trick is something called a breather crimp. Now, what a breather crimp does is creates an air pocket underneath the card, so when the deck is hit, it'll naturally break to that spot. I'll show you how to make one right now. You're going to take your thumb, your pointer in your middle, and grip it like that. And put that in the middle of the card. You're going to do the same with your left hand. So you're holding the middle of the card like this with these two fingers, and then with your thumb right here. What you're gonna do is press in with your thumb into the little space left between your two fingers and pull apart to the corners. You're gonna do the same thing to the other corners, which will create an X on the card. This X will be put upwards on the back of the card so that when the deck is resting and this card's in the middle, there's going to be a little pocket of air hiding right in the middle of the card here. So that's what a breather crimp is, and that's all you need to know how to do to perform this trick. But we'll get into the entire method right now. Alright, so now that you've got your card with the breather crimp on it, all you need is the rest of your deck of cards. From here, all you have to do is put the breather crimp card on top, and that's your setup for the trick. You're good to go. So from here, you start with the card with the breather crimp on top. You ask them to select a card. Let's say they select the 6 of spades. They're holding it and memorizing it. At this point, what you have to do is execute a swing cut. Now, for this trick, you're going to want to do your swing cut, I want to say about 2/3 down the deck like this. So there's more on top than on bottom. Obviously, the swing cut, you're going to bring the rest into your left hand and be good to go like that. Without showing them that you just did that, they're memorizing the card. You're gonna ask them to put their card back in the middle like this. You drop the rest on top. Now, if you were paying attention, what happened there is their card, the 6 of spades, just got put on top of the card with the breather crimp in it. This is important so that when we flick the deck, it's gonna break right to where their card is. So at this point, spectators return the card to the deck. You could do a false riffle shuffle. You could spring the cards. It won't mess up the crimp. What I like to do when I do this is maybe do a spring to show them there's no breaks, maybe a false cut. But that's really all you need to convince them their card is lost. Now from here, what you're gonna do is bevel the deck. What I mean by that is take your thumb and shift the deck off to the side, kind of like that. Now that's very exaggerated. I wouldn't do it like that. What you're doing is just making a little bit of a bevel so there's a platform for your finger to get underneath the flick. So you do that and place it on the table. Now from here, you're gonna take the tip of your nail, go underneath this, and you're seriously just gonna flick upwards and maybe out a little bit. It's hard to do this too hard, but you don't wanna do it too softly. It's something that you're just gonna have to practice in your room for a little bit to get the hang of it. But it'll look like this. You go here, and you flick right to their card every single time. Alright, so for actually performing this trick for a real life person, there are some things that I would like to point out to it that would enhance the effect and make it more of a magical experience for the spectator. Now first off, what I would suggest to you is this is not an opener. In fact, how I like to use this trick is, let's say I'm doing some tricks and someone might say that I'm doing all the magic, that I'm just really good at sleight of hand. That's when I would do this trick and have them flick the deck. You know, make that magical experience seem like it's coming from them. So how I perform it, obviously you got the breather crimp card on top, you know this, they pick a card, let's say Ace of Diamonds. Now you don't want them to see this whole swing cut with the 2/3, 1/3 type ordeal, replacing the top with the bottom. So you're gonna just have some natural conversation and maybe say, when they've got the card memorized, just say, sometimes people forget, make sure you really got it. And when their attention is somewhere else or just not on your hands, that's when you're gonna execute your swing cut, okay? And when you do your swing cut, you're just gonna bring the top to the bottom very naturally and quickly. All right? So you do the swing cut, ask them to return the card, as you know it's being put on top of the card with the breather crimp in it. So you drop the top on top, and now, this is something I would like to talk about really quick. You might say in order to make this trick super clean, you're gonna have to do a false riffle shuffle. That's not true. The vast majority of laymen will actually be more curious about what you're doing if you're saying, oh, now watch as I shuffle the cards, watch as there's no break, watch. It seems like a normal layman wouldn't think like that, all right? The card's lost in the middle. Now, it would be smart just to do some false cuts at this point, but then I want you to immediately start talking about how I want you guys to do the magic at this point. Now, this is almost a choose your own adventure. You don't know the outcome of this trick yet, because let's say you put the cards down and on the first try, the spectator gets to their card with your instruction on how to flick the deck. That's a great trick with a great ending. Now let's say, even though you instructed the spectator exactly how to flick the cards, that for some reason, you know, they don't do it right and it ends up there. That's fine, because then you can twist the narrative and say, oh, well of course you can't do it, watch. Without changing anything about the deck, let's say it went to the wrong spot, you would say, oh, without changing anything about how that happened, we're gonna just put it back on top and watch. With my touch, it comes right to your card. Now that's an awesome experience both ways, because if the spectator, when you teach them how to do it, if they fail and you get it, you're the magician. And if they get it, that's sick because they got it. It's a win-win. Now, one thing I may have left out, once you got the deck set up and ready for them to flick, I usually spend some time, as you see in the intro, teaching them and saying you're gonna take your nail and just flick upwards and outwards and find a random card. Just like how I taught you guys earlier. You're gonna teach them how to do the flick part. Now, like I said, choose your own adventure. If they flick it and miss, you have the opportunity to save the day. If they flick it and hit, that's the end of the trick. It's a great trick for them. All right, well that's pretty much all I got on it, so there you go. All right, well that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you enjoy this magic trick. It's a really impromptu, easy one you can do with any deck of cards for any set of people at any time. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like the video, and subscribing always helps us out. We got a lot of big things coming this summer, so stay tuned. Alright guys, peace out.
And I've been trying to dig my way out of the ocean and punch a hole in the sky and float the light to the main.